Hey guys, welcome back here to my YouTube channel and my B&M project here in Parkitect. If you're not subscribed already, click that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to be notified when I next upload. Today I'm going to be building the lift hill supports. Let's get into it. So as you saw in the last episode, I just finished up the station for the coaster, and now I'm just going to continue on from that and go on with the lift hill. I've used various photo references. I'll show you some along the way. I'm going to start off with doing the catwalks first. So I have the catwalk mod installed, and I'm just trying to copy a picture that I'm looking at with how the catwalks kind of work. They have like a dip and like a maintenance area. That wasn't really possible because the pieces have fences on both sides, meaning that the train clips with the rail on the catwalks, which is really irritating. So I've had to get around that just by doing it a little bit different, but I'm still trying to keep the same style and the realism that I'm achieving or going for here. So I've just started off with the beginning of the lift hill, and then I'm just adding in some like little details like this little signal box or control thing or whatever it is. Here's a picture of Wildfire from Silver Dollar City, and here's the catwalk. As you can see, this little control box there on the right side, and I'm just trying to create that kind of style, so that's what I'm going for. I do actually change the color of the catwalks eventually to match the supports, because I thought it was too much purple going on. I did notice that some coasters have a different way of doing it. Some of them have the catwalks matching the track, and some of them have the catwalks matching the supports. So I've just, once I realized that that was actually like a real thing, I've just changed it up a little bit. Now I'm just going to insert a photo quickly for you of some lights on Kumba. Now Kumba is not a flawless, but it is just a general sit-down B&M coaster, so they're all very similar, and Kumba has lights up the rails on the catwalk, so I've just used that by using the extra lights mod. Some of the B&Ms like Kraken, they have little lamps on top of the rail rather than on the rail, so I've just picked one, so I've gone with the lamps on like the side of the rail, and I've just done that up the lift hill, and actually just kind of made a few little pieces of catwalk, saved those as blueprints, and then copied them up the lift hill just to save myself some time. So now I'm going on here with the top of the catwalk. This is where the pre-drop happens, and there's like a little maintenance platform underneath, so I'm just trying to create that by just popping some pieces in there, and that didn't take me too long at all. And then here's a picture of Kraken. So as you can see, the supports on the lift hill are kind of A-shaped and they kind of lean in. And here's a picture of Bizarro, and also kind of got like a similar style going on. So that I'm going to try and create now using the supports mod, which is available on the Steam Workshop. And I'm just going to try and make some different angled A-shaped frames coming in, and they kind of fan out. So I'm going to try and create that. I've got to play around a little bit because there's 3 different angle types of support. And so I'm using the steepest first to do the first few supports, and as I kind of get lower down the lift hill, I start changing the angle a little bit. But I want to really create that kind of style with the supports. I think it's very old school B&M. Some of the newer B&M coasters actually have different lift hill kind of supports. I think they have less supports maybe, and they use a different kind of structure. Rather than this A-frame, they have just kind of one straight pillar and then a bit sticking out. They're all different depending on where they are and the terrain, of course, but I really wanted to just get like a really typical generic B&M style, so that's why I'm going in here with this kind of different angled A-frame kind of style. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that for the whole lift hill. Of course, I'm in a time lapse here, so it's not going to take as long as it did in real life. This actually took me a really long time. I think the supports for the lift hill in general took me about 45 minutes. So I've just reduced that down for you so you can get a quick kind of overview of what I did. But when I start supporting the rest of the coaster, which will be in another episode, I really had to chop out a lot of footage because it really took me a long time, because I wanted to get it really perfect and try and get it as close to the real thing as possible. And you might be asking, why am I trying to do these kind of realism things in a game like this where it has limits? But that's what I think I like about it. It has limits. There is, I have to try and puzzle my brain sometimes and try and think how I can get around something and how I can do something, because I don't have the luxury of putting things wherever I want them on the grid sometimes. The track is really kind of, there's only so much you can do with it. I mean, I did use a track edit mod, but you know what I mean. And you know, with trying to do like supports and all the little details, I find it really fun trying to figure out which piece to use and how I'm going to get around certain things, and trying to create the most realistic thing I can in a game that's not particularly that realistic. So I think that's why I like doing it, and it's just I find great enjoyment out of it. I hope you guys enjoy it as well. But yeah, so that's basically why I'm doing this, and also just because I love B&M coasters as well. So that's why I wanted to create a nice B&M flawless coaster. So that's basically the lift hill supports done now. I've just run like a return chain, which you see on all their coasters going back through the supports to the beginning. Now I'm just going to go in and do some footers. Now I chopped a lot of footage out here, but I made a couple footers in the first episode, as you saw. I saved those as a blueprint, but obviously they don't fit everywhere on the grid as a blueprint, so I've had to just make some as well. But I chopped out all the footage of me putting every single bolt in the footer, because that was really tedious and long. And now I've just taken a nice disc from the Better Shapes set, and I'm just using that as a flanger, and I'm just going to pop them up at different increments along the supports. There is actually a flanger in the supports mod, but for me personally, I find the flanger to be a bit too thick. It doesn't really look too good, too correct. I use it sometimes in my parks, but when I'm trying to really go for like 100% realism thing, I want to try and get it just as perfect as I can. So that's why I've gone with the disc. And then, which I did off camera, which you've seen me do 100 times, is I placed some trees underground just to get rid of the in-game supports. So that's how I've done that there. So thanks for watching. I'm just going to leave you now with a couple screenshots of the lift hill and what I did today. But please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and stick around next time for another episode here of my B&M project in Parkitect. Stay cool, stay safe. See you next time. Bye.